Well, the New York Jets had their chances against the Minnesota Vikings, but they totally blew it in epic fashion. We're going to talk about it. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. We'll talk about that as well. Plus, all your phone calls and more coming up right here on our postgame show. Let's go.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
I don't have to ask what's going on, everybody, because we all know what's going on. The New York Jets lost to the Minnesota Vikings. They were getting blown out at first. The Jets made an epic rally to get back into the game, but it was a little, too late, and the New York Jets lose to the Minnesota Vikings 23-17. They had their chance at the end of the game with 3 minutes and change left on the clock. Aaron Rodgers, that's why you bring him in, to win the friggin' game, and unfortunately it ends in an interception as Aaron Rodgers was trying to find Mike Williams on the right hash. He had plenty of time, gets intercepted, and it's a big, fat L for the New York Jets. There's a lot to get into on this game. Let's immediately get to the Aaron Rodgers injury update. We saw it at the end of the third quarter. There's no question about it that Aaron Rodgers got banged up. He was screaming in pain. All of us had flashbacks to last year. There's just no other way to put it. And old Aaron Rodgers was limping to the sideline when we got a miracle where Thomas Morstead roughing the punter. Aaron Rodgers was about to head into the blue medical tent, and then he said, actually, I'm heading back into this game, and he was in there for the rest of it. And it completely changed. Here's Aaron Rodgers after the game talking about getting hurt and his injury update. Let's hear from Rodgers.
Is that your question, too? I'm definitely banged up. I got my foot caught on the pile there. But it just seems to be a low ankle sprain. Again, they were trying to get me in the tent, and we had a roughing the kicker, and I said, screw it, I'm going back out there.
You were clutching your knee, too, or at least it looked like you were clutching the back of your leg at that point, too.
There was a lot of things that made some noises on the way down.
And there it is, Aaron Rodgers after the game. It appears to be a low ankle sprain for Aaron Rodgers. He was about to be removed from the game and go in the blue medical tent. And then, Aaron Rodgers said, no, I'll run back out there. And he powered through it. So salute to our QB1, Aaron Rodgers. But we're being honest, Aaron Rodgers had a rough game, man. An absolutely rough game. 3 interceptions, and there's nothing else you could say on the Andrew Van Ginkel 63-yard pick six, which decides the game in a lot of respects, or is the game decider when you go back and look at it. Aaron Rodgers got. Andrew Van Ginkel was showing blitz. Aaron Rodgers makes an adjustment, hikes the ball, knows where he's going as soon as he hiked the ball. It's like some of us in Madden, we're going to jam the circle button. We think we love that route. We think we love that matchup of that combination. And Aaron Rodgers threw it right into Andrew Van Ginkel, who went from blitzing to backing up into coverage, gets intercepted, and takes it all the way to the house. It's just a bad pick by Rodgers. He just got. He was fooled by the Minnesota Vikings defense. A guy who's in year 20, it's very hard to fool that man. But Brian Flores, Coach Flo, found a way to do it and got Rodgers. And ultimately, that was a 10-0 deficit. And that came off. This is where you talk about turning moments in a game. Sam Darnold throws a halfback toss to Ty Chandler, smacks him in the face, and the ball hangs out in the ethos. Quincy Williams grabs that thing, and he is beelining to the end zone. It's about to be a scoop and score for a touchdown. The Jets would have been up, 7-3. Sam Darnold just gets a chihuahua tackle that kind of gets Quincy to lose his balance, and he falls on the ground after a 15-yard return. The Jets, of course, the next drive on third down, Rodgers throws a pick six to Van Ginkel. Vikings go up 10-0, eventually 17-0, and the rest is history. But it all talks about those little plays. On the play before third down, Aaron Rodgers found Allen Lazard, hit him right in the hands, drop. The Jets on third down have to do something different. There's just too many mistakes in this game. The Jets coulda, woulda, shoulda won this game. There's no question about it. It was there for the taking, but they just couldn't do it. Sauce Gardner drops a pick in the end zone. Alan Lazard drops passes left and right. He had some big ones, but he also had a lot of drops. And the penalties, and let me just say this on the penalties, and then we're going to open up the phone lines. Penalties are penalties. The Jets have had penalty problems. There's no question about it. But is Justin Jefferson Michael Jordan or something out there? Come on, man. Every freaking time there's any engagement, and Justin Jefferson is an incredibly physical wide receiver. He was running into DJ Reed. He was running into Sauce Gardner, and they were the ones getting the flags? Unbelievable. The referees deserve to be disciplined and probably stoned to death. Or some sort of an aggressive act for what the travesty that happened during that ball game. Come on, man. So many flags, gifted Vikings drives left and right. I mean, brutal. The Jets have no one to blame but themselves because, again, at the end of the game, they had their chance. But come on, man. Absolute trash. Brutal. The Jets' decision not to go for a field goal early in the game. They went for it on 4th and 2. Salah said it was 4th and 1. You know, we could allow the gods, I guess, to determine what that really was. They kick a field goal there at the end of the game. They're only down 3. They were more than in field goal range to tie that game and potentially send it to overtime or win the game outright. So, but just brutal, man. It was just a painful loss. I've always said it as an athlete that I'd much rather get my teeth kicked down my throat than lose at the end because you get blown out. It's hard to pick one play and say, well, if this goes this way, we win. Like when you get a game like this, so many incremental mistakes are what cost the New York Jets. So many mistakes. And so it is what it is, but brutal, man. Just brutal. The Jets had this game. They had a chance to beat the Minnesota Vikings. Instead, the Vikings escape. They're 5-0. They go into their bye week, and the Jets have a critical part of their season. They're 2-3, and they play the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. Coming up here. Let me, again, we're about to open up the phone lines here in just a moment. The Patriots are leading the Dolphins right now, 10-9. That's a battle of 1-3 teams. So we'll see. We're probably rooting for New England there. That would be nice. Then going to the Bills-Texans game, the Texans still have the lead 20-17 over the Bills. They're early in the fourth quarter. Again, if the Bills lose, all of a sudden you got a 3-2 team versus a 2-3 Jets team. So first place in the AFC East will be on the line week 6 Monday Night Football if the Bills lose. We'll keep an eye out for that one as we're doing this thing. All right, I'm going to open up the phone lines here in 1 second. Let's just play a quick Hep song, and then the phone lines will be open for you guys to call in.
Boy green daily, boy green daily, boy green daily. Talking just football, man. Boy green daily, boy green daily, boy green daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy.
Shout out Hep, baby. Always getting the good vibes going, even when things may not be going great on the outside. Flip the switch. We're 103 members away from NY Jets FL getting his emoji, but the phone lines are now open. That is the pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. We have 300 people in the room. Make sure you guys, as you're coming in, like the video, hit subscribe, and spread the good gospel of Boy Green Daily. Again, that is the pinned comment. If you'd like to call in, that is on youtube.com/boygreen25. So there's still a lot to be decided here in the AFC East. I said it before we even started this game this week, that this was not a must-win game for the New York Jets. That's not waving the white flag. It's just stating the obvious, that is an NFC loss. Everything is obviously still in front of the Jets. And again, depending on how this Bills-Texans game works out, the Jets could still be playing for first place in the AFC East on Monday Night Football. And that's the truth. Let's go to NC Green here. He says, love your optimism, but Salah, Carter, Hackett are not going anywhere, and they will collectively not let this team win. Yeah, there was a lot of mistakes on the coaching staff. There's no question about it. So I can't defend the coaches. That's for sure. All right, let's head back to the phone lines. We've got Hep joining us here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Once again, we don't show up for the first half, and you can't say this is a Sam Darnold or even a Zach Wilson issue because this has been going on for years now, right?
Yeah.
With the solid, maybe you should maybe try like don't even come out for the first half. Maybe just have Middleton come out and coach the first half. It can't worse, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
I just don't understand. To your point, what is it? It's passing regimes, it's passing coaches, it's passing players. Like, what is the commonality here outside of it being the green and white are the ones that are experiencing these issues? It's just frustrating that you put this team in a hole. And credit to the Jets defense. Sans the first quarter, they did anything and everything they could have possibly done to keep this Jets team in the game. And obviously the pick 6 too, that's on Rodgers, that's not on the Jets defense. The field goal on the other turnover where it was just gifted to them right there, that's on the Jets defense. So 10 points are gifted to the other team. It's difficult. Yeah. And then they were forced to kind of dig out of this hole, and obviously they couldn't. It's just that's not a winning formula.
Yeah, just like you said. I mean, if you take away the two offensive giveaways, basically, the Jets defense did their job. They were they get them under what? Under 17 points or under 20 at least.
That's right.
And too many drops by Lazard. I mean, I don't know what's the story with that guy. You know what I mean? Anyway,
right, Rodgers can't catch the passes, right? So like he hit Alan Lazard beautifully a handful of times, and it hits him right in the hands. He drops it, and I know he's had a lot of touchdowns this year and other plays, and some people will say those will outshine the bad moments, but it doesn't, man. It's not even spectacular. It just make the plays that are there when it hits you right in the hands, just catch it. Just be reliable, and Lazard, unfortunately, hasn't been.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see G-Dub get involved in the game.
No doubt. Yeah.
However, the offensive line is still kind of really scary here. I guess we're going to be getting Moses back next week.
It looks like it. Yeah, he was Morgan Moses, and Rodgers even said it after the game too, which is a good little sign there. Morgan Moses was a limited participant in practice this past week. He was never going to play against the Vikings, but that just is a nice little indicator, like, oh, maybe another full week of practice, and all of a sudden Morgan's back. So it looks like Morgan can be back, and I think that was an underrated loss. We all just said, Ola Fashanu, he's going to be fine. And, man, it's just going to be great to have Morgan back in there.
Yeah. Anyway, remember, guys, this is a journey. Don't worry. Don't get too down and don't get too up. We'll be all right. Just hold the line. Hold the line, guys. Love you. Peace out.
Love it, Hep. Damn straight. Again, it is, it's a sucky loss. It stinks because you had your chances in this game, but the season isn't over by any means. But there are a couple of frustrating nuggets that I will highlight here. Again, we have two articles that are already up on the Heavy on Jet site. One is on this topic I'm about to bring up right now, and also the other is the Aaron Rodgers injury update, which, like I said, it looks like an ankle sprain for old Aaron Rodgers, but he played through it, so it looks like he'll be okay. He said a low ankle sprain at that. Guys, one of the problems with the Jets is a one-dimensional offense. And that's because they can't run the football. They had 14 carries in this game for 36 yards. That's 2.6 yards per clip. That's disgusting. That's not good enough. All of a sudden, this offense, where the running game was supposed to be, a strength of the team, has been a weakness. The Jets can't run the football, and they're trying to establish a run at beginnings of games, and it's not happening. Is it on the offensive line? Is it on the running back sucking? We can make our determination on that. But then all the pressure goes on 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Hey, save the day, buddy, with this team. And it's not happening right now. He is not being able to do that. Breece Hall had 9 carries for 23 yards, 2.6 a clip. Even Braylon Allen, our Lord and Savior, 5 carries, 13 yards, 2.6 a clip. It's just simply not good enough. And somebody has to do something about it. And Aaron Rodgers, after the game, suggested that maybe we can pass to set up the run. So, just start airing it out maybe a little bit more, which is a little concerning behind this offensive line, because when you're not able to run the ball and you're getting down, defense they're throwing it on this play, and they can pin their ears back and go after him, and that was an issue. So the non-existent running game, Saleh was pissed after the game, saying, clearly this isn't working, and he was pissed. Will that lead to something? We'll see what happens, and not a bad suggestion from my dad here. Screen game is an extension of the run game. Got to use it more. Didn't see it enough. Fair points there. Let's go back to the phone lines. Alan graces us with his presence. Alan?
I was close. I said 27-17, so I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, not too shabby. Yeah.
couple of comments. First of all, you listen to the Quincy post game, you listen to the Aaron post game, and then you listen to the Saleh post game, and then you realize that we don't have the right coach. It's the bottom line. There's no accountability with this team. Absolutely none. And it's a reflection of the coach. I agree with you on the refereeing. It was absolutely horrible. But you know what? It was on both sides. I'll tell you one thing.
Sure.
The Reed penalty was a joke.
Brutal.
I'm shocked they didn't call the roughing the passer on Clemens.
100%. So that to your point of us going, there was a lot of bullshit calls. There were on the Jets, no doubt about it. On some of those DPIs, and even one that I thought was like a penalty on Reed, but I didn't think it was a DPI. But the DPI gives you a lot more juice, obviously. But yeah, to your other side, the Michael Clemens on Sam Darnold, where it just makes you laugh because you're like Michael Clemens went out of his way. The pass was out of his hands, man, and he said, "No, I'm gonna fucking hit him." He just decided that was going to happen, so we got away with it.
And another penalty, and it changed the game a little bit. I don't know how you call that roughing the punter. I'm sorry, he barely touched his toe.
Only by it's only which again is your letter of the law or intent of the law, and the letter of the law it was, but again, come on, man,
that's ridiculous. Jets caught a huge break early when Aaron Jones left the game. You could tell that
I was scared.
You could tell that Sam had absolutely nowhere to throw the ball, no check down guy at all. Here's where I have the problem going forward, and this is where I'll blame Douglas.
Okay.
You look at their defensive line, their edges, and you're playing on first down, Tack McKinley, Jalen Holmes, and Eric Watts.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? These aren't NFL players right now. They're just not.
And 4 sacks, I'm pretty surprised. So I'm shout out to the Jets for getting 4 sacks with that island of misfit toys there. It's pretty impressive.
I think it will get better. I'm worried about their offensive line. I think their offensive line got beat up again today. I worry about Fashanu playing out of position. He's a left tackle. They're playing at a right tackle. I did not like the way our guards played. I didn't think Vera Tucker played particularly well.
He got Olayed on a terrible. I saw Aaron Rodgers get sacked immediately. I'm like, wow, that was quick. Let's see the replay. And it was like a bull of like, aha. And Johnson just like, whoa. And I'm like, what? And then an immediate sack. I was like, Jesus. I mean, that was god awful.
The one drive that bothered me, and it's something that I've seen for the last 40 years. You cut it to 2017 and you let him go right down the field and kick a field goal. Are you kidding me? That happened so many times with this team. The only positive, and I'm going to say a positive, okay? It's shocking, I know. They are very, very lucky they play in an absolute dog shit division. They really are.
Look at this thing right now. Let me get a refresh on the scores right now. But let's see. So we got a refresher. So Patriots are still leading the Dolphins right now, 10-9. That's god awful. Let's see. What's the Bills Texans for me right now? Okay, so the Texans are still up 20-17. Again, the Bills lose despite everything that's happened. The Jets are playing for first place in the AFC East, Week 6 Monday Night Football, which is unbelievable, regardless of whatever obviously happens in this New England Miami game. So yeah, it's crazy. That's a help.
And finally, to me, I've seen the Bills the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
If the Jets can't beat them Monday night, then you need to change coaches. I'm sorry. They are a better team than the Bills. The Bills have think about this. The Bills are playing without Shakir today. They have no weapons on the outside at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Keon Coleman can't separate. Yeah.
If you can't beat that team in your building, then there's a trust me, I think the coach is way in over his head. Yeah. But if you can't beat the Bills in your building, then you have to look at the mirror and you have to realize that this is not the right coach. The Quincy comment was alarming.
Yeah.
You usually hear it from other guys.
Yeah, it was
when you're
from him. Yeah.
It's alarming, and it's something that should reverberate throughout the whole locker room and upper management when your best defensive player is making a comment like that. It's a really big deal. And finally, one more thing.
Sure.
Can Sauce make a catch, please? Can he catch the ball?
Right in the basket, and that would have counted for that pick in the end zone. Like, I just, for a while I've tried to defend it. Like, come on, it's just this or it's just that. Like, he's allergic to the ball. Like, he's like, no, I don't want it. No. Like, good night, man.
Guy wants $25 million, can't catch the football, and is allergic to tackling anybody. That's where I worry going forward. I thought their defensive backfield played particularly well.
Oh,
I also really liked the game of Isaiah Oliver. I thought he was he was all over the place. But when your $25 million cornerback has the ball in his hands where a 9-year-old can catch the ball, I mean, come on, you serious? But again, they're 2-3. They lost to Bo Nix and Sam Darnold the last 2 weeks. Embarrassing. And I just don't see any changes in the horizon unless they beat the Bills next Monday night. Okay.
100%.
You lose to the Bills next Monday night. This is going to be a free fall. I'm telling you, there will be hell to pay if they lose it in at home against the Bills. I really believe that. And I know there are a lot of fans who are optimistic. But if you watch this coach on the sidelines and you watch the way this team continues to struggle right out of the gate, I mean, this was 17-0. You have to think about that. Every time you watch this team, they're always down 2 scores right off the bat. It's ridiculous. It seems to happen way too often with this franchise. But again, next Monday night, to me, it's do or die. And no more excuses. They lose next Monday night. It's time to cut the cord. But I appreciate it, Paul. I think you're starting to realize that this coach is not the guy. I think you're getting there. I think you're 95% there. Next Monday night will be 100. And I know you're right. I know I'm right on this one. Have a good one, man.
I appreciate it, Alan. Yeah. Again, if the Jets drop to 2-4 against Buffalo, that puts them in a tough spot. By the way, Danny, in real life, our favorite Buffalo Bills fan on Twitter, he talked a lot of shit after the Jets lost this morning to the Vikings. Oh, washed Aaron Rodgers throwing 3 picks. Hey, buddy, let's worry about your Buffalo Bills, pal. Which, again, is I'm trying to continue to keep an eye on that game because I do want to keep an update on that one as the Bills have the ball with about 6 minutes to go. They're down 3, buddy. So we'll see, pal, where the Jets have beaten the Buffalo Bills 2 straight years at home, and we'll see what continues to happen here as you guys have the ball. We'll see if you guys can beat the Texans because, again, old Danny, if you guys lose, the Jets are just a game out of first place in the AFC. So I know the Bills – I'm going to be honest, real random diatribe here on Buffalo Bills fans. I used to feel bad for Bills fans. They had that 17-year playoff drought. They were the lovable losers. And ever since they had a modicum of success – Bills have just, Bills fans have just pissed me off. I'm like, they're all high and mighty now. I'm like, what the hell? Where has this come from? Where all of a sudden do they have the golden brick up their ass where they're like, hey, we're the Buffalo Bills? What have you done? Zip and pip, man. Absolute zip and pip. So, for God's sakes, come on, man. Where does this come from Buffalo fans? Again, I felt bad for these poor bastards. I felt like when I passed them in the streets like a hobo, I'd want to drop some loose change in their cup. Now all of a sudden they're walking by me with Jet fan. Like, who the hell are you, buddy? Anywho, I digress. But Danny says that comes from owning the division 4 years in a row. Okay. Well, we'll check up on that on Monday Night Football. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got a lot of people waiting. Let's go to Gary here on the show. What's up, Gary?
What's going on, Paul?
Yeah, what's going on? Oh, wait, let me see. Let me do a refresh because someone just said there's an update here. Yeah, so people keep saying they're down 6. It looks like it's 3, unless my ESPN thing is broken. The Texans are up 20-17, and they have the ball now. So I don't know why people keep saying 6. I'm seeing a 3 here on my screen. But either way, yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that one. But I'm doing good, man. Well, as good as you could do.
Yeah, you lied about it last week, too.
I did. It's a default thing. I got to turn that off because I don't feel great because, again, the Jets had a cajillion chances to beat the Vikings, and we'd be having a very different vibe right now in this postgame show.
All right, who's got the best record in the league?
Who's that? Vikings, I guess. Yeah,
the Vikings. And you just said the Jets had a million chances to beat them.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, a million chances.
Assuming Buffalo loses this game, which looks like they're gonna, if the Jets win next week, how are they looking? First place?
Yeah, they would be if the Vikings end up losing here. They say Josh Allen's hurt, by the way, so we'll keep an eye out for that one. I see you, Molon Labe, apparently saying that, so I'll keep an eye out for Josh Allen. But yeah, if the Bills lose here, they're currently down to the Texans. They lose, we go next week. Jets win. They're in first place in the AFC East. Absolutely. Yep.
And we've beaten Buffalo the last 2 years at home with Zach Wilson.
2 years in a row. That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so all the Jets have to do is do what they've done the last 2 years, but with Aaron Rodgers instead of Zach Wilson, and we'll be in first place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so why doesn't everyone just relax? Like, just relax. It's all right. This offensively, do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to throw 3 interceptions again next week?
God, I hope not. That's the first time he's ever thrown 2 picks in a first quarter in his career, which is like, whoa. So, yeah, some weird circumstances happen for that one.
All right, so he's going to be fine. He's not going to throw 3 interceptions again next week. And even with the 3 interceptions, we had how many chances to win that game? So the defense played great. The last 3 quarters of that game, the defense was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
So if the defense does that again, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw 3 interceptions, which he never does. I mean, back in his prime, he had years that he'd throw 3, 4 interceptions, right? So he's not going to do that again.
Even 2 picks. I think this was the first time in 2 years they had thrown a 2-pick game.
Picks. Yeah.
So that's kind of great. And by the way, shout out to our boy Michael Clements, baby, on the sack. Very nice. MC money, baby. Love it.
I'm gonna go over to the I Hate Mike Clements podcast and see if they give him any love and attention.
See, probably not, but it's worth checking in, I guess.
Everything was better than last week, so I guess that's a slight improvement from last week.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. That, like, again, I was infuriated. I mean, I needed something to hit coming off that Broncos game last week, and this week I'm pissed because, like, again, there were chances to win, but there's just a different vibe I can only speak for myself coming off that one.
This week sucks because you could have won this week, right? Like,
absolutely.
But that's a really good team that you just played. As a matter of fact, record-wise, it's the best team in the league. And I'm not saying it's a moral victory. It's not you lost. You need to understand you lost. You need to do better next week. But what I'm saying is the team's not far off. We're not getting blown out. We're not getting battered around, right? Like, you're losing very close games 2 weeks in a row that you had every chance to win that game. Like, you're right there. All you have to – and we're not out of it. It's not like Buffalo's 5-0.
That's true. Yeah, right. No one's pulling away. Yeah.
The goal for the regular season was to win the division. If we win on next Monday, that's what we're in position to do. We'll be in first place in our division at 3-3. Right? So it's not pretty. It's not how you would have wanted to draw it up. But if we win next week, we take care of business, something we've done the last 2 years at home against Buffalo, then we're in first place. And then it runs through us. And just take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah, the Bills just got the ball back, I guess. They're up 3. Mitchell Trubisky's in. I'm getting the Allen play-by-play. Never thought I'd have that on the bingo card. But apparently a fumble, and the Bills recovered. They're in the red zone, so we got to keep an eye out for that one.
Oh, that's not – all right. Shoot.
So I know. I don't want to just try to – that is one that I'm really, we'll see. Obviously, the Texans would still have time, it appears. Anyway, I keep
trying to hold them to 3, get the ball back, and then it's CJ Stroud versus Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
You should win that game. Like, if you're betting, you still bet Houston wins this game.
I hope so. Yeah. So I'm getting play-by-play from other people and whatever ESPN Gamecast has. So, but right, to your point, that even if the Bills somehow won this game, if they end up winning, so be it. Bills would be 4-1, and then the Jets could bring it within a game. I'd rather just take first place outright, but we'll see if that's Josh Allen apparently is now back in the game. It's the wildest post game. I'm just getting play-by-play from other people here. I don't have the game in front of me either, but yeah. Oh, God. But that's it. That everything is still, the Bills have not run away with this division. No one has for that matter. So let's just fingers crossed and let's get the right voodoo dolls out, I guess.
There's a lot of rounds to go in this fight. The last 2 didn't go as you would have hoped, but there's still there's so many games left. Like, you can still run off a bunch of wins. Mm-hmm. And especially if Buffalo loses, say you're still in control of your own destiny. All you have to do is win it at home, and you're in first place. And the tenor of the calls and the tenor of everyone is going to be far different if we beat Buffalo on Monday night and we're sitting in first place. So,
absolutely, yeah.
that's not a far-fetched thing that I'm suggesting. I'm not suggesting some wild thing. I'm not suggesting, beat Buffalo at home on Monday and we're fine. That's all you have to do. So I know this was ugly. I know this is not how you wanted to see the offense look.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not like the season's over. The season is still in reach. Like, it's not great, but everything is okay. Everything is within reach. You just need to win next week. You need to win next week, though. You have to win next week.
Yes. That's to me, I think that's the line right there in what you said. The Jets absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, have to win next week, or else they drop to 2-4, and then all of a sudden, all of our complaining and everything may have some validity. But yeah, until then, that's the game to circle. That's the game the Jets have to slap themselves around and make sure they get up for, to make sure that we're talking about the same sort of thing here. That's 100% it.
Rodgers will have the troops ready. You got to have a great week of practice. You got an extra day, right? You got to make sure everything is fine-tuned and you're banging on all cylinders. And if you do that, you'll win at home against Buffalo. You've done it the last 2 years with Zach Wilson. You'll do it with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's the thing I keep telling myself is exactly of what you just say. That, you know what, they've done this 2 years in a row with Zach frickin' Wilson. You're telling me Aaron Rodgers, who's looked by all accounts terrific, you're telling me that he can't do it. Like, come on, man, we can do this.
Keep your head up. We got to get going this round. We can't lose any more rounds.
All right. It looks like the Bills are a 4th and 10 from the Houston 15. They're down 3. There's 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. So it appears they're going to be attempting a field goal here in just a minute. Yeah, and then the Texans would have the ball with basically the Aaron Rodgers situation, except he would have a tie game here. So let's see. Oh, God, this is incredibly stressful. Come on. I'm the biggest Texans fan
in the world right now.
Damn straight. So come on. Wait, Gary, you're a Texas guy. Can't you call in a phone a friend here for the Texans or something? Yeah, I don't know.
I got you, Paul.
Oh, please do.
Paul.
Okay.
I'll call in that favor. Texans take care of Texans. I got you.
Yeah, that's it. I appreciate that. So please do what you can here, Gary. I keep refreshing this because I don't know if this game can. Oh, it's a tie game now. Oh my God, it's 3
minutes left. Tie game.
Yeah. There's plenty of time. CJ Stroud, he's the guy.
If you're betting, who are you betting on to win? You're taking.
I'm betting on the Texans, baby. Hell yeah!
Right? So Texans are gonna win. Okay. Buffalo's 3-2. We beat them next week. We're both 3-3, and we have the tiebreaker over them. And we're 2-0 in our division. Everything's
damn straight.
Fine.
Okay,
everything's
let's
fine.
do it. Let's do it. That's right, Gary. Let's do it.
Thanks
for the call,
Paul.
brother. I appreciate it.
you.
Okay, this is great. So I'm going to keep an eye as we're doing this post-game show. We have 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. I have an eye directly. I have an open tab. I don't have the game on necessarily. That's on in the other room. That's 2 rooms over, so I won't quite have it there, but I have it on the Gamecast, and I'll continue to keep an eye out for that for Bills Texans. That is massive correlation, obviously, to the New York Jets. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got our guy Jake here on the show. What's up, Jake?
The NFL is very interesting, isn't it?
That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
they're quite spicy. Yeah.
I mean, only we could basically have a situation of the Patriots stink, the Dolphins stink, and maybe the Bills will lose this game.
Hopefully, yeah.
And we crap all over ourselves again.
Yeah, because that's it. Like, so what we're talking about is like, please, hoping the Texans do this, or please. Patriots are now down. They're down 15-10 now to the Dolphins in this ugly ass game with 2 minutes left to go in the game. If the Jets just would have handled business against Denver and or did whatever was necessary for this Vikings game, the Jets wouldn't have to be worrying about these peasants doing whatever they're doing. They would have controlled their own destiny. So it's a fair point to bring up.
Oh yeah, we have to scoreboard watch. I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. We have to do this in week 5, whatever it is right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. This feels a little early for this type of behavior, but I guess
you know what? I'll tell you what the highlight of the entire day was.
Oh,
Quincy Williams saying that this whole franchise needs to be reevaluated. Yeah, that might be the smartest thing I have heard from anybody this entire season, because finally somebody is ready to say, "Yeah, Robert, you're not coming to the team barbecue."
Yeah, we will play that clip. Everyone keeps talking about it, so I will play that clip here shortly of Quincy Williams. And yeah, he absolutely went off in the post game.
Good.
And he was very honest. I guess that would be the way to put it for sure.
Oh yeah, no. Look, you saw it last week with Rodgers when he said that comment like, "Yeah, you can keep him accountable." I'm like, okay, like finally somebody's going to speak up to this guy. And Robert Saleh just on the sideline looking so dazed and confused and no idea what he's doing. It just, you know what? Even everyone's going to talk about how we shut down Sam Darnold. Guys, it's like, what do you want me to say? We brought the quarterback in to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
Turnovers, penalties. Listen, even when the defense played well, what was happening? Stupid penalties down the line. Oh, we should blame the refs. Come on. It's just the offense just looks so inept. And I have to say that even with Aaron at quarterback, Breece Hall, I mean, guys, I'm sorry. We're not paying him. Like, I don't want to hear this anymore. Like, this is why you don't pay running backs anymore. There's no justification to this. You're going to draft new players, you get them in the 3rd round, and you put them on the field. What is the justification paying Breece Hall right now? What is it?
He's looked brutal. There's just no other way to put it. He had 2.6 yards per clip in this game. I mean, god awful. By the way, the Texans are at midfield with 2 minutes left to go with a game tied at 20. So keeping an eye on that. But I mean, it was brutal. Well, real quick, here is the Quincy Williams back and forth everyone keeps talking about. What was the Quincy Williams back and forth? This is with Quincy Williams and Janae Coakley after the game. Watch this.
You guys were down 17-0 at one point. You guys battled back to the end. What does it say about this team?
I'm going to be honest, man. People get tired of hearing the same. Taking accountability from the top to the bottom. That's the main thing, bro. That's all I got to say for real.
All right, let's talk about the fumble recovery. What happened there?
Just lost my balance, man. I gotta get that one to the end zone, bro. When my number get called, bro, that's it.
What's the mentality of this team right now?
Like I said, people got to start taking accountability, bro. People get tired of hearing the same thing every week.
For you, what do you need to work on?
I'm tired of saying the same thing every week. For me, I need to start working on being a leader more. That's the main thing.
All right. Thanks, Quincy. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you for having me.
Jesus. Yikes. Not great, Bob. Not great.
Well, at least we know we have our leader after Mosley's gone. I mean, that's
for sure. Yeah.
So want to put a silver lining. I mean, thank God. Thank you for people like him finally speaking up. It's just this rosy, like, life is great, jet up, let's keep going on. It's like, I'm tired of this. I'm like him. I'm tired of hearing this. Sal's not fooling anybody. He's not fooling me. He's not fooling the players. And look, I agree with everything Alan just said. I think Alan gets a lot of crap. I think he's right about a lot of things. Monday night, if they get embarrassed, I'm sorry. I will red zone it the rest of the year. There's no justification. I can watch this team from start to finish, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And the fact that the division is even a conversation right now based on whatever's going to happen in, this game, whatever. Yeah. I'm such a loss of words. And I feel like a broken record saying this every week. It's starting out slow, penalties, looking inept, no confidence. I don't know, man. You know what? This is just hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. And I hate to say this also is like, this is probably the best team we're ever going to have. Like, I just don't see how this Jet team is ever going to be as good on paper like this in my lifetime. I just don't see it unless in 10, 15 years, like we did with, Tannenbaum and Rex. And, oh, by the way, everyone keeps saying Rex Ryan should come back and be the head coach. I'm like, oh God, please, like, go. Like, if you're supporting QAnon, just go ahead and do that. Cause it's as nutty as the things I can take at this point right now. I can't.
Yeah. So. I don't think we're getting any Rex Ryan returns anytime soon now, but to your point, with this being such a talented team, I hope, because we're 5 games into the season, that they can still wake up and figure this out. And obviously, with this Bills-Texans game, as we'll continue to update you as things happen in that game, as the Texans continue to drive the ball on their Houston 43-yard line. We'll keep an eye on that as their midfield. All they need is a field goal to win that game. Is that it's still a conversation. So hopefully the team could go, holy crap, let's have some accountability here and let's flip this thing. And hopefully they can, because this team is uber talented, but the coaching has been, quite regretful.
Yeah. Just one more thing.
Sure. Yeah.
I want Ben Johnson here.
To be honest, that's my number one target. Yeah.
Woody Johnson better open his damn checkbook and pay him whatever he wants. because you see what he has done with Jared Goff's career, what he has done with that offense. And keep in mind, this is the same team that got their new coach the same time as we did.
We did, yeah. Dan
Campbell came in the same time as Robert Saleh, and you can see the stark difference right there. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that Ben Johnson's the offensive coordinator, but I'm just telling you, you see what he has done with that offense. Like the Lions look like a Super Bowl team. I think that's a fair argument to make right now. So I would pay everything to get him here. Honestly, even if people don't like, I don't know, how he eats potato chips, I don't care at this point. Just get him here and get us an offensive-minded guy that knows what he's talking about. DeMeco Ryans the rare exception right now of defensive-minded coaches, because I think McDonald, I don't know if that's going to happen in Seattle long-term, and then Tomlin. I just think that right now you need a guy who has a heavy offensive-minded background. And yes, Adam Gase was an anomaly, a joke. Get a real guy here. I think that is the only way they can salvage this franchise. Otherwise, this franchise is not serious.
Fair enough, Jake. I appreciate it. Yeah, that would be my top target. If the Jets decide to make a coaching change, it would be to Ben Johnson. I want an offensive guy after a lot of what has happened on the defensive side of the ball. Wow. Some brutal honesty there from Jake here on the show. All right, let's mix it up with a different direction here. We've got Tony Alexio here on the show. Good afternoon, Tony.
Hello, good afternoon. Our condolences to all the fellow fans out there. You know, I mean, it's just terrible. But there's an old saying before your time, but it really fits the Jets organization to the T. When a fish stinks, it stinks from the head down.
I've never heard of that one before. I like that one. By the way, the Texans had the ball 2nd and 8, Buffalo 42-yard line. There's 1 minute and 9 seconds left in the game. They are moving into field goal range, baby, with not much time left in the game, which means the Texans could win it. And again, that would push the Buffalo Bills to 3-2 against the Jets with first place in the AFC East on the line on Monday Night Football in Week 6. So keeping an eye out for that one as we continue to take calls and do this for the post-game show. So big stuff happening there. But yes, the fish stinking from the head down. Yeah, we have some coaching issues here, Tony.
But why doesn't the head of the fish is really woody? I mean, I mean, you know, Styles is a little thing that needs to be scaled off immediately. Those scales have to come off the team immediately.
Yeah.
But Woody's, I don't know what he's doing, and then a lot of people, you know, they blame JD. I mean, he's made mistakes, but this whole thing with Rodgers is his doing. The whole thing with Sack is Woody's doing. I mean, there's a lot of things that we don't really know, but we can sort of guess that Woody had a big influence on doing. But right now, he needs to put whatever he has. If he can get I think it's Middleton's the tight end coach.
Yes, Ron Middleton. That's correct. Yeah.
I mean, he had a little fire there for the one game, but you know. Get him up. He should have been gone yesterday. I don't know why it was still. How could he even be flying back with the team? I mean, he needs to be gone. I mean, Woody just does. You know, he's staying in his penthouse. He doesn't care. I mean, the fans are suffering, and then with such talent on his team. I mean, that the guy Williams. The defense of Williams running, you know, I thought he was going to get a touchdown if he didn't trip up, but that was like really the highlight of the day for us, you know. I mean,
yeah. But by the way, C.J. Stroud, intentional grounding, the absolute worst thing that could have happened in that scenario. The ball's at the Buffalo 49-yard line. It's 4th and 15, 45 seconds to go. I have no idea what Houston. You have to punt it. And now you're just probably pushing for overtime. Brutal set of circumstances there for Houston, who could have just gotten into field goal range. Brutal. And yes, people, I'm not sure. Tony, are you? What type of bird is that? That's right by you. What's going on there?
I don't know. They flew past us out here. I'm out on my little deck outside. They flew past it.
Oh, okay.
But you know, but isn't Woody gonna like make some changes? At least doesn't he get upset seeing all the talent that's around him and just he sees no production? I mean, he has to scratch his head and wonder what the hell is why you're not and fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, get somebody up. I mean, even if it's not the other guy, we have I don't know if the defensive coordinator would do it, but he's still an upgrade over Solid because at least he would think more and react more to things and change the plans. Hopefully, I don't know if he would or not. I that's like we have to see what would happen, but we have to do something. I mean, what? And they say he's never done it before. It's time to do it. It's time to radical choices have to be made to correct this. There's too much talent being wasted. And then, and even if you imagine being that athletic and not much of a player and going through the same thing, then they get to a point where they don't care to perform. And I don't know if they're at that point, but it's just a bad marriage with Salah, and that includes Hackett. I mean, that is like the worst of the worst. I mean, we bring everybody in with Rodgers. That whole trade last year, bringing all those players, all useless. Lazard, I don't know, he redeemed himself a little bit this year, but everything, it was just total misdirection of that organization's not being run. Who's responsible for that? Catering to Rodgers this is just terrible.
Yeah, we'll see what else can happen there, Tony. The thing I would say is we're 5 weeks into the season. They're only 2-3, and like I said, depending the result of this Bills Texans game, they could have a chance for first place. So I'm sure Woody's pissed. How could you not be pissed? But I don't anticipate a firing. A firing has never happened during Woody Johnson's ownership in the middle of the season, and I don't believe it would start with the team being one game under 500. So for those rooting for that to happen, I know we have several fans that are. I don't believe we're quite at that point yet. But again, you lose to Buffalo Bills and go to 2-4, there will certainly be a hotter seat. That is certainly the case. All right, let's go back to the phone lines from a few calls of negativity, some positivity. Terrence joins us here on the show. Terrence, good Lord have mercy. The fans are in the fields right now.
I guess what can I start with? What's good? Can I?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, everybody done said everything that I have here written, but all right. So let's clear this up.
Sure.
So the Clemens tackle was bad. Like
tackle.
When Clemens tackled the quarterback out of bounds, and they said,
they did not throw a penalty.
They did not.
They did not, but people were scared that they were going to, and they thought Michael Clemens got away with it there. That's the thought.
So do you think he got away with it?
I thought it was close, and because of how the penalties had been going in that game, where if it was close, Minnesota was getting it. I was a little worried, and Michael even looked like after he did it, he looked up like, huh? At the ref, and the ref went, I didn't see anything. But it felt like the longest half second of all time when Michael Clemens just said to himself, oh, this mother is going down. And then they push him down, and then he went, oh, no, and just went, huh? And then looked up at the ref just like for the longest time, like held his hand like over the holster, like, am I going to throw it? No. And then Salah was like talking to him like I couldn't read lips, but he was like, you lucky bastard. And then slapped him on the helmet and then grabbed him again. You lucky bastard. Get your ass back over there. So it was a little dicey, a little close, but got a little freaky.
I can't talk. It reminded me of if you guys are Michael Jordan fans, back in 91 when the Bulls played the Lakers, right?
By the way, real quick, random. It looks like the Bills screwed up the end of the game situation. The Texans look like they have the ball in the Buffalo 46-yard line. 7 seconds to go. They still have all three of their timeouts. They might have a chance to get a last-second win against Buffalo. So we're keeping an eye out for that. Good Lord have mercy. Wow.
Yeah,
Good
it looks
night.
like it's going down to the wire there.
Okay.
No,
Go
but
ahead,
now,
please.
I'm not laughing anymore. So back in 91, there was a play that Magic Johnson passed the ball to Vlade Divac. Vlade Divac is like first year, second year, couldn't speak English, that type, right?
Yep.
And he made the layup. and he made the layup and won. So after he made the layup and won, he like shriveled up and went over to Magic like, "Did I do well, Daddy?" And Magic hugged him. I know you guys that watched that finals remember that. That's what it reminded me of.
That's
like he tackled him and went to Daddy and was like, "Daddy, did I do good?" And Daddy was like, "You're a lucky son. You're a lucky son today."
Yeah.
I was laughing for a good 5 minutes after that. That was a good one.
That felt like incredible. Again, just to your point, just the luck of like, whoo. That was thank God. Again, they end up losing anyway, unfortunately. But okay, so the Texans are going for Gimji says a 59-yard field goal attempt from the Texans. There's 2 seconds left on the clock. If they miss it and nothing else happens, they're going to overtime. If they make it, of course, the Texans beat the Buffalo Bills. It's good Bills lose. That's what Gimji just said. Holy friggin' crap. I've not seen it updated on the Gamecast yet. Texans win. Yes! Yeah! That means week 6, Buffalo Bills, Monday Night Football. First place in the AFCs will be on the line. Boom, boom, boom!
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, screw you, Danny, you bastard. The Bills fan on Twitter earlier said, maybe worry about your own team, loser. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That makes me feel a little bit better after the Jets lose to the Vikings. So suck it, Buffalo. They dropped to 3-2. Let's friggin' go, baby. Love it.
Yeah, it'd be a good moment. I mean, we're at home again. We're playing the Bills again. So these guys, you know what, man? Woody Johnson. I mean, I don't want to talk all this stuff that I have right now in this part, but what I will say is this: Woody Johnson. I wouldn't be surprised if he got on the phone and said, "All right, Reddick, what do you want? Let's go." And then he got on the phone and said, "All right, who do you want? What do you want for Devontae? Let's go." And you give him these guys, and you put your coaching staff in the room, and you say, "This is it. No more after this." And you walk out the room and you let them guys handle it. And that's it. Because obviously the pieces that we're trying to get or have and can't play with, we need them. We need them. You know what I'm saying?
I think we do. Again, there was a few players that stepped up today. It was nice to have 4 sacks. No question about it. But like, you're right that he would be helping. And man, against these teams of like Buffalo, Texans down the line, that's on Halloween later in the month, obviously. Go to the opponents. Like, boy, would it be nice to have this kind of pass rusher. So hopefully they can figure it out. But like, man, it just time is going here. Like, hopefully they can figure it out here sooner rather than later because time is running out.
Yeah, just bring in these guys and no excuses. There's no more excuses. You know, I mean, I'm just a very positive guy. Like, everything in my life is glass half full. So I'm gonna rah myself to my grave. But it does come to a time where it's like, come on, man. Come on.
It is.
You know?
And no, right. I think it's positivity, I think, is important to have a positive disposition. Now, right now, that seems like I'm not quite preaching to the choir on this one. It seems like we're not quite getting some of that love right now in the comment section, but that is it. I hope we could spread some of that positive juice.
It's all good, man. I mean, when you lose like this, you're not supposed to expect to get the love. You know what I'm saying? So
Which makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, vent it out, guys, man. Curse it out. You know, curse out the ones that can handle it. Some people can't handle getting cursed out over here. Some people can't. So the ones that can, take it, absorb it, use it, and let's get these Bills next week, man. Let's get these Bills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll speak to you guys soon. JETS, baby.
Jets. Thank you, Terrence, for that. Let's we're going to get to another caller here in just a second, but let's try to see if we can spread a little more positivity. One more quick HEP concert. I think we're about to have another legendary call here. I wasn't even aware that this caller I'm about to bring on had talents that expanded to this level. HEP joins us on the show with the guitar. HEP?
Hey, fellas. Okay. Boy Green Daily. We're talking Jets. We are the best. Forget the rest. We're up to date. We're going there. Super Bowl's coming, so all beware. Yeah.
Wow. Good HEP. There we go, Hap baby. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got KO here on the show. What's up, KO?
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. All I'm gonna say is,
sure.
Honestly, besides, everybody got to go. In my opinion, like the players are telling you, like they're telling you how you feel, and you got to pay attention to it. Pay attention to the body language of the players. Aaron Rodgers, who's supposed to be a leader. Pay attention to the body language. Even what the Quincy Williams said when he said that, I was watching the press, like, wow, like did he really just come out and say this? Al Lazard sucks. I'm sick of seeing Al Lazard line up. Give Mike Williams snaps. I'm sick because if he didn't drop that 3rd and 6 pass, Rodgers don't throw the pick 6.
That's true.
It's about 5 passes that he had in his hand that he dropped. That's all he does is drop. He's an overpaid receiver. He's the Aaron Rodgers product. That's all it is to it. None more, none less. Because Garrett Wilson, he haven't been having, his best, as of late, but at least he was still productive with Rodgers and without Aaron Rodgers. He did with 3 different quarterbacks, still managed to go over 1,000+ yards. So I don't want to hear anything about, it's Aaron Rodgers. No, you're a pro. You get paid to perform. Bottom line to it. So, and even, I don't know, like, Nathaniel Hackett, his play calling is so terrible. Like, it really made me want to throw the remote control through the TV. He's so predictable. He he don't switch anything up. Like, he don't try to get Garrett Wilson open, run some rub routes. I'm watching the Minnesota Vikings offense. I'm like, wow, look how they running rub routes, getting Jefferson open, moving him around in the formation. It's a copycat league. Figure it out.
Seems fair.
It's really aggravating. Like, we're going on 12, 13 years since we made a postseason run. And my thing to it is, I'm not even mad that Buffalo fans are running their mouth. But guess what? At least they won division the past 4 years. They made it to the postseason. That's something we were trying to do that for years.
That's true.
Grant, I'm not going to take nothing away from it. The great Tom Brady, he kept us from doing a lot of things. Now, Tom Brady, he has been in our division for years now. We have to figure something out. And honestly, like, if we can't handle the likes of the Broncos and we can't handle, the likes of who else? The Vikings. Honestly, Buffalo they still have a good defense.
Yeah, they've overcome some injuries.
They still have a good defense. And our offensive line got handled today badly. They've been getting handled for the past couple weeks. And it's sad to say they've been getting handled badly, very bad. Oliver Shawn, look, the guy I'm playing out of position. Put him on the left side. Tyron Smith is a veteran. He got to figure out. Put him on the right side.
Yeah, that'd be bold if they decided to do that, because Tyron has not played right tackle in like forever, and then on the other side, Olu has never played right tackle. So I probably let the rookie. I prefer the rookie learn it than the Tyron Smith, though. Probably, to be honest, but
like, give me a break. Like, this is bad. Like, it's really nerve-wracking. It really is. And as fans, we deserve better. Everybody's saying, Aaron Rodgers said, you know what? One thing I can sit there and say, on a couple plays, Aaron Rodgers should have hit Breece Hall on that underneath route. He's looking for the deep plays. Like, Breece Hall, had a good cushion for 5-6 yards. They could have made something happen. And I'm just like, bro, just take what the defense gives.
Yeah, we had plenty of time. So that forced ball over.
Look, Paul. I'm gonna bring it back to the night he got hurt.
Okay.
If he would have just hit Garrett Wilson across the middle, he would never got hurt.
Well, that's true.
Garrett Wilson was running wide open. I thought he was gonna hit Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just nerve wracking, and I really want to use a whole lot of profanity, but I can't. I got kids around, so it's
of course.
It's like it's aggravating. It really is. Like, our defense had to do better. Coaching staff got to do better. Hackett sucks. Hackett, like, I'm tired of just seeing like I'm just tired of it all. I'm tired of everything as far as with Nathaniel Hackett. he's just terrible. Like, you gonna run the ball 2 straight times on the short? Like, why not? You see Aaron Rodgers cooking. He got the momentum. He doing his numbers. Why would you not let him call his plays or call what he want in the red zone? 2 straight runs, like it's like history repeating itself. Same thing they did in the Broncos game. It's annoying.
Yeah,
it really is, man. Like, come on, like, and if we can't compete and get and move and get to a fast start, we're gonna be in trouble.
That's
it's
it.
Gonna be it's no up tempo, it's no urgency. It's nothing.
We need to turn it around, KO. There's no way about it. Again, there's no excuse. For week 6, Buffalo Bills, it's now official, in case you guys are just joining us. The Buffalo Bills lost an excruciatingly juicy, delicious last second to the Houston Texans, which guarantees Jets, Buffalo Bills is the week 6 Monday Night Football game. And first place, supremacy in the AFC East will be on the line between these two teams, despite the fact that the Bills and Jets are both on 2 games losing streaks. The Bills got blown out by the Ravens, and then they just lost last second to the Texans. So despite everything, and again, it sucked for the Jets to lose against Denver. It sucked to lose today when we had all those ops. Everything is in front of the New York Jets. Everything is in front of the Jets. That should be the positive. But I understand the frustration. But I would go to both of what FL Phil 98 said. That's a ridiculous idea. I would not put Tyron Smith and just throw him at right tackle. He's a proven pro. He's one of the best left tackles in NFL history. So I would not just suddenly throw him at right tackle, even though Olu Fashanu knows left tackle. Who would you have at left tackle? Tyron Smith, the Hall of Famer, or Olu Fashanu? Yeah, I'm going to go Tyron Smith. So that one gets me a little bit, KO. I'm not sure I'm there. FL Phil 98 again says, I'm sick of this O-line, but moving Smith to right tackle, please. Yeah, I'm not quite going that far, but I get the frustration. Let's go to C. We get a YouTube super chat in here. Every time we get a super chat, my daughter's Raya Luna chimes in. Wow. This is the thing. Despite what I say, and it is true, Jets, Bills, Monday Night Football, Week 6, first place in the AFC East will be on the line. That is true. But as C mentions here on his super chat, chink chink, we should be 4-1 right now, and none of the scoreboard watching that we just did would even have to be possible. The Jets coulda, shoulda, woulda been in a much better position, and then we'd just be saying, hey, Buffalo, who cares about your 2-game losing streak? You're playing the Jets. But unfortunately, for some obvious reasons, we've had to scoreboard watch because the Jets have dropped the ball against the Broncos and now the Vikings, respectively. So it's a fair point, C. We should be 4-1. We absolutely should be. It's a very fair question and point to make. Number 1 Austrian Jet fan chiming in. What gives me hope is that we almost put away the Vikes despite a trash game. It can only get better. And that's kind of what some people would say about the Broncos game, is that despite looking so god-awful, they had like a cajillion chances to win that game too. So if the Jets are able to put it together, that would be great. Let me give you a couple of things here. I'd like to bring up from the game. Okay, there's a lot of negative, obviously, for obvious reasons. A lot of negative to be doled out here after what happened. By the way, the Dolphins beat the Patriots 15-10. They improved to 2-3. They're the same record as the Jets. Ravens Bengals are in overtime at 38-all. That's wow. That's interesting. But going to this Jets-Vikings game, the good news is I'm wearing the jersey. Garrett Wilson finally broke out. He had 13 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown, and he was targeted 22 times. But if we're being honest, Garrett should have had even better numbers than this. He slipped on a play, which would have been at least 25, 30 yards. And then Aaron Rodgers missed him on the pump and go that would have been a touchdown, which would have won the game against the Vikings. He was open, and Rodgers just couldn't quite set his feet appropriately. And as Gimji says, thanks for all the updates today, Gimji. Jags get their first win of the year, beat the Colts 37-34, and Colts are supposed to be in the playoff mix as well. Jags get their first win. So, you can make things happen. Taryn says it's not too late for my preseason prediction about G5. Let me see what Garrett would be at right now. I think he had 20 catches going into the game. Let me confirm. Let me see here. He Yeah, so with today. So he has 33 catches through the first 5 games of the season. So he's going to need another 67? So he's going to need a few more, Terrence, to catch up to your number there. 67 in the next 5 games. But the good news is for guys like you, Terrence, is that the Jets said about this performance from Garrett, like he is going to be the focal point of the offense moving forward, and he is the number one read on every passing play. So obviously the Jets plan on getting the Garrett Wilson the ball a lot sooner rather than later. So that's good news. Garrett Wilson had a breakout. That's good to see, and there's even more to be had from that perspective. Aaron Rodgers did get over 60,000 passing yards, but for his career, which is nice, but not under the best circumstances, obviously. Shout out to T-Conk, who had a couple of plays in this game. That was nice. Lazard, just too many drops, man. Just too many drops. Too many freaking drops. And a big shout out overall to the defense as a whole, man. Michael Carter II apparently got hurt during pregame warmups. Isaiah Oliver filled in. I thought did a really respectable job. Also got a sack on a nickel blitz, which was very nice. So shout out to Isaiah Oliver making a play. And Brandon Echols on a wild interception. That dude is just a playmaker, man. I love Brandon Echols. And shout out to Xavier Gibson. We gave Xavier a lot of crap. His great return set the Jets up for a touchdown. So major shout out to Xavier Gibson, man. Major shout out to Xavier Gibson. Also, Thomas Morstead, man. He had 6 punts in this game for 295 yards, 49.2 per clip. He had 2 inside the 20. His longest of the day was a 56-yarder. So I know we forget some of these things and losses or what have you. Let's make sure we give some credit. FL Phil 98. Defense came to play today. And for like the second straight week, and he's had a really great season, DJ Reed, man, has been friggin' balling. He has been absolutely balling, and he deserves it, man. He deserves much love. Much love, DJ Reed. He has been terrific. As questionable as Sauce has been at times, DJ Reed has been locked down. Absolute lockdown. Let's give a couple more shout-outs individually on the defense side of the ball. Leonard Taylor III got a sack, man, and his push, they had a 3-man rush, and he was making kinds of noise. Let's make sure Leonard Taylor III is active moving forward. I think that's something we can look at. Will McDonald gets his 6th sack of the year. Terrific. Will McDonald almost had another one earlier, and he probably should have. Michael Clemens got a sack. That was nice. And like I said, Isaiah Oliver on the nickel blitz had a sack. So there are good moments, good things to take from this. It's hard to look at that after you lose earlier this morning / early afternoon, but it is true. Shout out to the 600 people in the room. We appreciate you. The 600 people in the room that are watching right now. Alan says McPherson hit the 53 for the win, or going for 53 for the win. Let me check the scoreboard here. Let me get a quick refresh. Okay, it looks like he missed it. Let me see. I don't know if that's true. Let me see. I believe we got a miss on that from old McPherson. Let's see if that's true. I don't even know. I should probably just. Yep, he missed it. Nope. Ravens have the ball back. Okay. Sorry, Bengals fans. If we have any Bengals fans listening in, you guys were just duped by me. I apologize. Bengals missed the kick. Ravens ball. Next score wins. Wow, dramatic. Well, anywho, everybody, here it is. The 411 says 3 interception game by A-Rod. Didn't have that on the bingo card. Absolutely missed it. He did not have a great game, but I think it was Gary who said it earlier that, how many times Aaron Rodgers is going to throw 3 picks in a game? It's a good question. Kimchi just said, Derrick Henry just ran the ball right into the red zone. Okay. Ravens are going to win. Oh, whoops. Sorry, Bengals fans. Ooh, sorry. Anywho, yeah, your season's toast. But the fact of the matter is this. We're gonna refresh. We're going to get back after it. We're going to have a Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning. Hopefully you guys can join us for that. Again, we're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. Shout out this weekend. We hit 7,000 subscribers. Thanks to each and every one of you for the support. It's meant a lot. And thank you kindly. And anyone, by the way, is dealing with a hurricane that's coming through the Carolinas and Florida and everywhere else. Hopefully you guys are staying safe and being okay. I spent a lot of my years down south in the Carolina area, so we're thinking about all those people as well. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Crappy loss, but at least we got the slight bit of positivity during the show that the Bills lost in epic fashion. And as the 411 says, which is a perfect place to end, we beat the Bills. We're in first place in the AFC East. So it sucked, But I appreciate us, this cathartic experience where we're able to talk through it and talk about it. And that one is why I love this community, that we could get each other through the tough times. FL Phil 98 says Ravens inside the 10. All right, let's just wait for this game to close out, and we can decide on this one. It's over. Bengals are done. They just lost. Yeah, they're 1-4. Is that right? Yeah, they're 1-4. Brutal. Tough. Absolute tough. Who scored the touchdown, by the way? Was it an end around, I believe? No. Am I looking at that wrong? Yeah, where was it? Oh, a field goal. Field goal got the win. I see. So shout out to Baltimore. And Cincinnati, 1-4. Oof. Well, that sucks. Oh, well, they're toast. See you later, losers. All right, well, anywho, we'll be back on tomorrow morning, everybody, for another edition of Boy Green Daily. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.